Welcome to the HKF app Fundraising Made Simple webinar hosted by His Kingdom Funding. In this seminar, you will learn the who, what, and how behind our successful software application that will change the way your organization raises money. It is the future, we believe, of fundraising solutions for Christian schools and other nonprofits. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm one of the three founders of His Kingdom Funding. My name is David Funk. I've spent 32 years in the field of Christian school education. During that time, 26 years were spent in Christian school administration role, 20 as head of school for Central Christian Academy in Wichita, Kansas. CCA is a school with over 600 students in grades pre through 8th grade. During my time as Christian school administrator, I helped to raise more than $100,000 per year for Central Christian Academy. I did so, however, using conventional fundraising methods, for example, banquets, product sales, golf tournaments, etc. I'm married. I have 3 adult sons, all of whom attended Christian schools and graduated from Christian schools here in Wichita, Kansas. One of the other partners is Brian Rogers. Brian is the developer of the software application will be explained to you today. He has spent the past 16 years as a freelance programmer and developer. During that time, he's developed over 100 software applications for a variety of different businesses and purposes. Brian is also married and has a son who currently attends Christian school in the Denver, Colorado area. And our third partner is John Hennessy. John is also a former parent at Central Christian Academy, where I served as headmaster for 20 years. He is a Christian businessman with over 40 years experience in a variety of different businesses. And he's also served on numerous nonprofit boards. And John has a daughter who is currently attending a local Christian high school here in Wichita, Kansas. So all 3 of us as founders have a vested interest in Christian school education. So how did it all begin? Well, it began really as out of a conversation just to try to decide how to raise money to fund scholarships and other program enhancements for Central Christian Academy at the time that were not covered through our normal tuition and fee structure. We were looking for a strategy that would be more effective, more sustainable, and create less donor fatigue, if you will, for the schools, donors, and our staff. Out of that conversation came the solution. By turning everyday banking transactions into tax-deductible donations, donors could support the ministry of their choice, buying things they normally purchase with the spare change they would normally get back from those purchases. So our mission for His Kingdom Funding is simply this: to help faith-based nonprofits fund their mission. It's that simple, and we intend to do so in a way that is far simpler, less time-consuming and costly than any other fundraising strategy you may have ever employed before. So why His Kingdom Funding? We believe HKF will change the way organizations raise funds, adapting to demographic and technological trends that other fundraising strategies fail to fully capitalize on. Some of our core beliefs are stated in the next few slides here. First of all, we believe biblical principles should never change, but methods can and must change if organizations are to be effective in reaching the next generation of donors. Giving should be an extension of how people live their everyday lives, not something they do on top of that. Also, we believe everything we own belongs to God. Giving should flow from a heart that recognizes this great truth and should enable us to give in a variety of ways, both traditional and non-traditional. And we believe every Christian at every income level can and should give to help support kingdom works. So what does the HKF app mean for your organization? That's the purpose of this webinar. So first of all, our app is unlike anything you've ever tried in the past. There are no cards to reload, no restrictions as to where you make your purchases, and no need to be asking donors to donate again and again. The app simply rounds up to the nearest dollar every purchase or banking transaction for each account, credit, or debit card linked to it. One of the most beneficial aspects of the app is that it allows for more profits to go directly to your organization and less to the fundraising company and fundraising expenses. Our app is easy to explain and implement. People are simply giving their spare change from everyday banking transactions to help support the ministries they value the most. They simply set it and forget it and go about their daily lives buying the things they normally buy. Our app is completely scalable. Regardless of the size of your organization, the roundup donations bring in much needed revenue from a source rarely tapped into before: people's spare change. Sort of like an electronic version of the Salvation Army's Kettle campaign, only it takes place 365 days a year, 24/7. Our app will allow your organization to raise funds, as we said, 365 days a year. And once donors have linked their bank account to the app, the roundups take place automatically with every purchase or transaction. There's no need to ask your donors to round up each purchase because it's completely automated. Our app requires fewer staff and volunteers needed to raise the money as well because of the sophistication and ease of operating the app for both the donor and the organization. And because everything is automated, a one-time conscious decision on the part of the donor to link their bank account to the app will reduce the amount of times you have to go to your donor base asking for donations. Our app will allow you to reach that elusive 80% of your donor base that are currently not giving financially to support your ministry. It's especially well suited, we believe, for the millennial generation, which is the largest demographic group in our country today and certainly the future of the church. And because the app generates pocket change donations, it's economically feasible for practically anyone at any income level, not just those with large bank accounts. Old school fundraising tactics present their own inherent problems, but with our app, your donors are buying the products they normally buy and want to buy, not products such as cookie dough, candy bars, etc. that they neither need nor want. And instead of receiving 40 to 50% of the profits from these product sales, like with traditional fundraising tactics, the HKF app returns anywhere from 80 to 90% of the total proceeds it generates for your organization. And instead of asking your donors to do something they would not normally want or choose to do, our app requires no changes in their daily financial practices. Again, they're buying the things they normally buy day to day, whether it's gas for their car, groceries, coffee, everyday purchases. There is what we're all familiar with is the 20/80 dilemma. That means within most organizations, about 20% of the people give 80% of the time and money to support the ministry. With our app, however, virtually anyone at any income level can participate. And since there are no changes required in their daily activities, there is a greater likelihood you will experience increases in both giving and participation with this fundraising paradigm shift. Traditional fundraising models require moving from one event to the next in order to create sustainable funding revenue for the organizations. That was certainly my experience as a head of school. But with the HKF app, the revenue is generated 365 days a year, so the revenue stream is continuous and sustainable. Whether your families are out on Christmas vacation, spring break, in the Christian school world, this app is still raising money for your organization. We believe this opportunity is one that really should not be ignored. Because our app is in the initial launch phase, organizations that sign the license agreement during this phase are coming in at the ground level. What that means is you'll have an opportunity to market the app to your donors while there are fewer organizations to designate as the recipient of their roundup donations. Our app will change in a positive way, we believe, how you and your donors look at fundraising from here on in. So who do we want to work with? First and foremost, we developed this software application to partner only with Christian schools, churches, and other Christian nonprofit organizations. That's the name His Kingdom Funding. We want to partner with organizations willing to grow their fundraising 2- or 3-fold in the next year. And we want to partner with nonprofit leaders who see this as an opportunity to grow their funding by targeting the way their donors already spend money on a daily basis. There's no need to sell them on any other products or services. There are several benefits with this app. First, it's easy to launch. They can do so right from their smartphone or their laptop, any internet-connected device. And with the HKF app, there are low or no-cost ways for the organization to get started. This eliminates the financial risk to you from day one. We provide a huge partnership opportunity with the organizations licensing our app. We provide the marketing materials you will need to promote the app to your donors if you choose. And our experienced team is comprised of people with a heart for the Lord, extensive business experience, ministry experience, and technological background. All of this adds up to more donor revenue with less time and effort on your part. Our app will enable your organization to raise more funds than you're currently raising with less time, effort, and expense, and again, 365 days a year. Therefore, more proceeds go directly to your nonprofit. 80 to 90% of all the profits go directly to your organization, and all of the contributions are 100% tax deductible. And again, our app will help eliminate donor fatigue both for you and your donors. Because it's so easy to implement and maintain, and because of the time and effort our team has put into developing this program, it's easy to get started and maintain for both you and the donors who sign up to support your organization with our app. So here's your next step. First of all, decide what level of partnership is better for your organization. Option 1, pay a $10,000 sign-up fee, or Option 2, joint venture partnership. Let me explain these. Option 1, setup fee. If you selected the sign-up fee, your organization pays an initial setup fee of $10,000 and then the monthly licensing fee, which varies from 10 to 20% based on how much revenue the app generates for your organization. The greater the revenue, the smaller the percentage. The license fee applies to proceeds generated every month. If you decide to select option number 2, the joint venture partnership, there is no sign-up fee. In exchange for the setup fee, the organization agrees to use our marketing materials that we have developed to help promote the app to their donor base. Then the organization simply pays a monthly licensing fee of the 10 to 20% again. So a little Q&A here. First question, how are donations generated? They're generated when your donors link their bank account, credit card, debit card to the app from our secure website. The app automatically rounds up to the nearest dollar every purchase transaction linked to it. And when a donor's roundups reach the $20 threshold, they are batched into a trust account and held there until they are distributed to your organization's preferred bank account electronically on or before the 15th of each month. Next question, are the roundups tax deductible? Absolutely. 100% of the roundup donations are tax deductible, just as they would be for any other donations, because all of the organizations we license the app to are registered nonprofit 501c3 organizations. Does the app allow donors to set controls over how much they donate? Yes. Our app dashboard allows the individual donors to set daily limits for their roundups if they choose, or they can turn it off by setting their roundup limit to $0. This allows each donor to set up their own individual giving plans. Another commonly asked question is, can the donors keep track of their daily roundups and donations? Yes. The HKF app donors can see and track their roundup donations in real time through our app dashboard, and they can monitor when their next batch roundup is about to take place, thus giving them the opportunity to turn it on and off if they need to, but we hope they set it, forget it, and move on. Can donors select more than one organization to donate to and more than one bank account to link the app to? And again, the answer is yes. The donors using our app can select multiple organizations to make donations to if they choose. And they can link as many bank accounts or credit or debit cards as they wish to this app. So what's the next step for your organization? Go to our website, www.hkfapp.faith. Fill in the details and click the big orange button. For your free one-on-one strategy session with us, we'll get in touch in 24 hours or less. Thank you for taking the time today to listen. We look forward to partnering with you and raising funds for the ministry God has called your organization to.